national security correspondent Kylie Atwood standing by. John, first to you, this call began, well, just about an hour ago on the dot. What message is Biden sending to Xi in this conversation? What does he hope to get out of it?
Jim, this is a huge moment for a president who has framed his administration as part of the 21st century struggle between autocracy and democracy. What the administration believes, as a senior administration official told me yesterday, is that China made a bet early on Russia having a quick conflict. We all saw the images at the Olympics of Xi and Putin together. But that bet looks pretty bad at this moment, and so China is now uncertain as to whether to double down or to pull back. What Biden is trying to do is press on that uncertainty, cause China to hesitate and not stand with Putin. And remember, China's got a couple of different interests here. It is an autocracy, and politically it wants to act like one. It would like to seize Taiwan, for example. But in terms of economics, it is running with the leading industrial democracies of the world. That has lifted hundreds of millions of Chinese out of poverty. And what the president's going to try to make clear is those kind of gains are at risk if China gets in deeper with Russia in this conflict. Very, very important moment right now.
Kylie, meantime, Secretary of State Antony Blinken laid a very firm stance out against any Chinese support for Russia, clearly laying that groundwork ahead of that call. What more did we hear from the Secretary of State?
Yeah, well, listen, this call significantly comes as we have reported. Russia has actually asked China for military and economic support to back its war in Ukraine. And of course, we have also said that the United States has told NATO allies that China has expressed an openness to provide that support. And that is why we are hearing publicly from Biden administration officials this week citing their concerns over China potentially doing that. They have been watching the the Russia-China relationship grow closer and closer, not just over the last few weeks, but over the last few months and years. And they're watching to see what that turns into and warning China of the cost that would be associated. Listen to what the Secretary of State said on this yesterday.
We believe China in particular has a responsibility to use its influence with President Putin and to defend the international rules and principles that it professes to support. Instead, it appears that China is moving in the opposite direction by refusing to condemn this aggression while seeking to portray itself as a neutral arbiter. And we're concerned that they're considering directly assisting Russia with military equipment to use in Ukraine.
Now, earlier this week, we know that National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met with his Chinese counterpart. He made very clear to the Chinese that there would be implications, not just for the U.S.-China relationship, but also for China's relationship with the entire world if they did move to provide any support to Russia as part of this invasion into Ukraine. And we heard from the Secretary of State yesterday that Biden is also going to be clear on this, that the Biden administration will not stand back. They will not hold on imposing any costs on China if they move forth with this potential support. A critical call, guys.
Certainly is. Kylie Atwood, John Harwood, thank you both.